Under the crisp morning sun, the glass facade of Delaney Prestige Motors gleamed like a diamond, showcasing the kind of vehicles most only see in magazines. Inside, sleek models from Bentley, Ferrari, McLaren, and Porsche rested on polished floors, the air thick with luxury and precision. A woman stepped through the revolving glass doors. Her long chestnut hair was tied into a low ponytail. She wore a pair of clean, faded jeans and a simple white t-shirt. No jewelry, no handbag, just calm confidence. She walked with ease, her gaze scanning the showroom until it landed on a stunning slate gray coupe positioned beneath a halo of lights. This was Isabel Hart, though few would recognize her by name or appearance. At 36, Isabel was the founder of the Hartwell Initiative for Children with Neurodivergent Needs, a foundation that had helped thousands of children across the country. She had started it from scratch, driven by her own brother's experience with autism. Over the years, it had grown into a national force, and with several savvy investments in education technology and real estate, Isabel was more than financially secure. She had come to the dealership today for her sister, Madison, a schoolteacher who had just completed her final round of treatment for ovarian cancer. Madison had once mentioned how much she loved the sleek, artistic lines of European cars, especially Aston Martins. Now, Isabel wanted to give her something unforgettable for her 40th birthday. But not everyone was ready to see past the jeans and t-shirt. Across the floor, the sales manager, Todd Whitaker, adjusted his expensive watch and narrowed his eyes at the woman who had just entered. With 10 years in luxury car sales, Todd believed he could spot real buyers on sight, and this woman he thought was clearly lost. He smirked and gestured subtly to two of his colleagues. "Watch this." Before Isabel could reach the coupe, a junior salesman named Jay approached with a practiced smile. "Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to Delaney Prestige Motors. Is there anything specific you're interested in today?" "Yes," Isabel said with an easy smile, pointing toward the slate gray coupe. "I'd love to know more about that one." Jay's mouth opened to respond, but Todd stepped in swiftly, brushing past him. "Thanks, Jay. I'll take it from here." Jay looked awkwardly between them, but stepped back. Todd turned to Isabel with a tight smile. "Miss, these models start at over $280,000. They're by appointment only, typically reserved for pre-qualified clients. You may want to check out our certified pre-owned selection next door." Isabel raised an eyebrow. "I appreciate the information. Still, I'd like to see the interior. Is that possible?" Todd chuckled softly. "Like I said, we operate by appointment. This is a business, not a museum." Just then, a couple dressed in designer clothing entered. Todd lit up. "Excuse me," he said quickly, abandoning Isabel mid-sentence. "Mr. and Mrs. Langston, welcome back." Isabel watched as Todd practically glided toward the couple, ushering them directly to the very coupe she had expressed interest in. Jay returned with an apologetic look. "I'm sorry about that," he said under his breath. "Would you still like a brochure?" "Yes, and actually, I'd love to hear about the specs," Isabel replied. As Jay launched into a detailed description of the coupe's unique features, Isabel watched Todd unlock the car for Mrs. Langston to sit in. The same car he'd said was available by appointment only. "That's quite all right," she told Jay gently. "I see how things work here." She turned and left the dealership without another word, her cheeks warm, not from embarrassment, but from a slow, simmering fury. The following morning, a custom black Rolls-Royce Phantom with a shimmering midnight finish pulled up in front of Delaney Prestige Motors. The engine purred like a whisper. A white-gloved chauffeur stepped out and opened the back passenger door. Out stepped a man with a quiet but unmistakable presence. Tall, composed, dressed in an impeccably tailored Navy suit. This was Henry Langford, CEO of Altura Tech, a pioneer in green energy storage systems and a quiet billionaire. His eyes scanned the building before he entered, his expression unreadable. Todd was the first to approach. "Welcome, sir." "Todd Whitaker, sales manager." "It's a pleasure." "Henry Langford," the man replied, shaking his hand. "I'm here about a specific vehicle. The Aston Martin Evora Coupe." My wife was here yesterday inquiring about it. Todd blinked. I see. Perhaps one of our associates assisted her. No, you did, Henry said, his voice calm but edged with steel. She wore jeans and a white t-shirt. You dismissed her. Todd paled. By now, Jay and several other employees had gathered nearby. Henry continued. Her name is Isabel Hart. She's the founder of the Hartwell Initiative. She was planning to buy that vehicle for her sister, a cancer survivor. The room fell silent. Todd stammered. Mr. Langford, I didn't realize that she could afford it, that she was important, or that her clothing didn't meet your standards. Henry asked, his tone measured but cutting. Jay, emboldened, stepped forward. Sir, if I may. MS. Hart was polite and patient. She was clear about her interest. Mr. Whitaker turned her away. Henry looked at Jay, then back at Todd. I came today to complete the purchase on her behalf, Henry said. But I was also considering replacing our company fleet. 9 vehicles total. That was before this. Todd looked like he might faint. Henry turned to the dealership owner, who had joined them. Unless this dealership wishes to make this right, I'll be taking my business elsewhere, and so will a number of our partner companies. Mr. Langford, the owner began quickly. We deeply regret this situation. Then let's start making it right, Henry said. Jay will handle the paperwork. Todd will attend the Hartwell Gala next month as a volunteer, not a guest. And just like that, the lesson began. 1 month later, at the Hartwell Foundation's Gala for Inclusive Education, Todd stood in a volunteer's vest helping set up adaptive learning stations. He moved chairs, fetched water, and assisted children with wheelchairs. By the end of the night, he stood beside Isabel, now radiant in an elegant blue dress. I'm sorry, he said quietly, for how I treated you. I believe you, Isabel said. But I hope you now understand, it was never about the car. It was about what we assume when we look at someone. Todd nodded slowly. Yes, I've learned that the hard way. Henry joined them, placing an arm around Isabel. We're ready to finalize that fleet purchase, he said, looking at Todd. Think you're up for it? Todd smiled humbly. It would be my honor. And from that day forward, Delaney Prestige Motors began treating all visitors with equal respect, because sometimes the most valuable lesson in luxury isn't found in the price tag, but in the dignity we offer one another.